the players in the WNBA have zero interest in a random, self-imposed deadline and the concomitant threats.
Hello guys, welcome back to TFD. We're back with another one, and this time it feels different. It feels serious as hell, because now you've got an NBA executive stepping into the conversation and basically saying what a lot of people have been thinking about the future of the WNBA heading into 2026. And he ain't sugarcoating shit. For this one, we've got to go all the way up to New York City. Let's get into it. So here's where things stand. The WNBA owners have reportedly issued a stern warning to the players. We're at the 11th hour. Midnight is around the corner. And from the way it sounds, this is not posturing anymore. This is not negotiation tactics. This is real pressure. Real deal, no BS pressure. The deadline they laid out? March 10th. If a new CBA agreement isn't finalized by March 10th, the entire 2026 season timeline could shift. And when you actually think about the logistics, it's not hard to see why. Even if they wanted to start the season around May 8th, that's cutting it extremely close, like reckless close. People forget what has to happen before opening tip-off. You need training camp. You need time for players to report, get physicals, install systems, build chemistry. You can't just roll the ball out and say, all right, let's play. That's not how professional basketball works. This ain't a damn pickup run at the park. And that's before we even mention free agency, the expansion draft, the draft lottery, and the WNBA draft itself. All of those events require structure, planning, and clarity around league rules. If there's no CBA in place, how do teams even operate? You can't run a whole league off vibes and guesswork. That's why, in my opinion, the league is already behind the May 8th mark. Even if they miraculously strike a deal at the last second, you still need weeks to properly prepare. The clock is ticking louder than people realize. It's ticking loud as hell. Now, let's talk about leadership. Cathy Engelbert has been noticeably quiet. No big interviews, no media tour, no strong public messaging calming the waters. So when leadership goes silent during high-pressure moments, people start asking questions, and those questions get uncomfortable. On the flip side, the owners appear to be taking the gloves off. The message, whether subtle or direct, seems clear. The financial surge the league is experiencing didn't happen in a vacuum. The arrival of Caitlin Clark changed the revenue conversation dramatically. Increased ticket sales, jersey sales, national TV attention, corporate interest. That impact shifted the leverage dynamic, and everybody sees it. And that's where the former NBA executive comes in. David Samson went on his podcast, Nothing Personal with David Samson, and he didn't sugarcoat anything. He broke it down from a pure business perspective. No emotion, no social media spin, just numbers and negotiation reality. Straight, cold business talk. His message? This is business. Owners protect margins, players push for a bigger slice, and deadlines matter. If you miss key operational windows, you don't just delay games, you damage partnerships, media commitments, and sponsor obligations. That's real money on the line. He essentially framed it as a high-stakes poker game. Both sides believe they have leverage, but eventually somebody has to blink. And if they don't, the 2026 season structure could look very different than what fans expect, and that would be a miss. Bottom line, this isn't just about salary percentages anymore. It's about timing, preparation, and long-term stability. And right now, the pressure is rising fast. Fast as hell. We're going to react more to what he said because he got straight down to business. And at this point, that's exactly what this situation demands.
You have to have a path to getting what you want and to understanding what your opponent wants. That's the number one rule of negotiating. What's the number two rule of negotiating? In a landslide, the number two rule is until such point as leverage can be exerted by one side to the other, or preferably both sides to each other, then a settlement will not take place. The WNBA sent out Adam Silver in his comments at the All-Star game to discuss the WNBA CBA and explain we are about to be in the 11th hour. Meaning, if you want a season to start on time, we need to settle this now. Code word, you need to give in now. Empty words? Miscalculation of time? Misunderstanding of the strength of the players' union for the WNBA? We'll never know. But what I do know is that Adam Silver created the side of the cliff yesterday. He created the 11th hour yesterday. Adam Silver made it so that the players understand the serious nature of the timing of this agreement, which is why they've got to give in. That's what the NBA wants. That's what the WNBA owners want. Who could blame them? But what Adam Silver did is he put a date next to an agreement. He did it through his minions at the WNBA and through the commissioner and however else you want to say that the NBA is not involved with the WNBA. You're just wrong. WNBA has a deadline now of March 10th. That is only right now 2 weeks away. And the deadline, according to the WNBA management, is that a collective bargaining agreement must be agreed to by that day, or the 2026 schedule will be impacted. This is a source going to ESPN, and I smiled. Do you think that's leverage of any kind? Hey, your season may be impacted. It may be shorter. It may go longer if they do what MLB did at the last CBA, where they started 2 weeks late but then finished 2 weeks late, so it was a totally normal season. If your only leverage is setting a date but assigning that date to impacting the 2026 schedule, you have used an arrow in your quiver that, forget a poisonous tip, it's got a rubber tip. The players in the WNBA have zero interest in a random, self-imposed deadline and the concomitant threats.
Okay, wait. That's exactly what we've been saying this whole damn time. They're treating it like it's some casual get-together, like they've got all the time in the world. Like, hold on, let me grab my bag, let me get dressed. No, this isn't a party. This is business. There's no packing bags. There's no last-minute outfit change. Sign the damn paper. What are we really waiting on at this point? Every single day that passes without a deal just adds more frustration. Fans are irritated, players are stressed, owners are applying pressure, and instead of urgency, we're getting delays. That's the frustrating part. Right now, it just feels like unnecessary drama. So this back and forth isn't helping anybody. It's creating tension when what's needed is action. Action, not talk. Now, keep in mind, this was recorded back when Adam Silver first put that message out, so technically what he's saying is old news. The clip itself isn't fresh, but don't tune it out just because of that. Listen closely to what he's actually saying, because even though the timestamp is old, the message connects directly to where we are today. He was laying the groundwork. He was explaining the structure, the mindset, the business side of it all. And when you line up his words from then with what's happening now, it starts to make sense. It catches us up. It bridges the gap between that moment and this one. So yeah, that was David Samson breaking it all the way down. Straight business, no fluff. If you want to hear the full conversation and get the complete context, make sure you check out the full clip over on his YouTube channel. Go run the numbers up for him and see everything he had to say. But I want to hear from y'all too. What do you think about his take? Was he on point, or do you see it differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.